Inspiration. Such a demanding thing. Or does it have to be?
You can't make something if you're not consuming something.
Or I create art in ordinariness. One doesn't have to look very far.
Let me say a cosmic phenomenon.
In conversations, ideas come to life.
All of these things can be well springs of creativity.
I want to be able to teach people, inspire people. That's where it all began.
Somehow managed to see an opportunity where others didn't get it off the ground. People resonate with it and it's become its own thing.
They told a story around it, and that's what really inspired me. There's so many possibilities. It's a very big pond, I guess.
Thankful that I got super bored not doing anything, so that made me start putting myself out there. Just be yourself.
Just appreciate everything.
It's All Material. It's a podcast for and by creatives. My name is Aubrey, and I dare say it's all material. Let's get to the nitty-gritty now, shall we? It's All Material. Welcome to the show where we talk about all things creative and the other things that come with it. This podcast aims to show some love to artists and creatives all over the world. And today, with me is a talented hip-hop artist, illustrator, and entrepreneur. He's from Cebu, but he's currently in Butuan running his business, and he recently dropped his latest single on all streaming platforms. Hey, Bryle, how's it going?
Doing great. Doing some art stuff and music, as always.
As always. How long have you been doing both?
I've been in the music scene for 10 plus years. First starting with the band scene, making music with my friends. And then right now I just started doing solo as a hip hop artist last year.
Oh wow, just last year. Wow. And before you used to play in gigs as a band. And what instrument did you hold?
Before I used to play the guitars and I also sing at the same time. So I also had bands in which I only sing. And the band that I am in right now is I sing and then I play the guitars at the same time.
Oh, nice. And your genre is a little bit indie pop, right?
Indie pop, shoegaze, that kind of stuff, dream pop.
Nice. Oh my God, that's awesome. I have to check that out. As of now, I've only checked out your personal artist profile on Spotify, but I haven't checked out your band yet. Oh my God, now I can't wait to listen afterwards.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah. So your band name is Southern Space.
Yes.
Awesome. So I wanted to circle back to your hip hop career. So what made you choose hip hop as a genre for your solo project?
So I've been listening to hip hop rap music for a long time already. I listened to it even before I listened to rock. So it was basically my first genre, maybe around when I was in my freshman days. I was listening to hip hop. And right now, I am currently driven into isolation away from my bandmates. So I don't really want to make that an excuse to stop making music because we are no longer making music in Southern Space as of the moment. So I retraced my hip hop roots, and then I just tried to formulate a project wherein I could work all alone on my own. So the best thing that I could make out of the present situation right now is to write hip hop music and rap.
And you also mentioned to me that you have friends who produce the beats for you. So how did you meet those people like in the community who were making the beats, and how were you able to collaborate the first time?
So the first few people who made these beats for me were mostly online friends. So I met them around 2020. I was just basically scouting for people who are also producers at the same time, and then made friends with them. It's really easy to make friends with these people because you are sharing the same passion in music.
Yes.
So I just go to Discord, like different forums, Reddit, and then I find their stuff, and then I ask them if I could write my own lyrics to your beats, and then they agree, and then that's where it all starts. And after that, I was able to release my music, and then some people from Butuan as well who are also producing, they it caught their attention. So I started meeting them, like people from my local scene. We met, and then made friends with them, and then they produced my music as well. So I have both friends from online and real friends here in Butuan, whom I just met in the pandemic.
Oh my God, everything is possible. Like
Yeah.
thinking about it now, it just makes you, optimistic, because at first people were like, oh, we can't really collaborate. Oh, we can't really see each other. How are we supposed to brainstorm? How are we supposed to? But you are living proof that everything is possible.
Yeah, I just made the most out of everything that's available so that I can make music. Yeah.
Yeah. And it didn't stop you. The isolation didn't stop you. The distance, the time away from your band didn't stop you at all. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Where did you meet your bandmates way back?
My current bandmates right now, I met them in the Cebu music scene. So I was in Cebu because of school, and when I went to Cebu, I was already recording with my previous band, and then we broke up. So I was very positive that I would be able to find my next band in Cebu, and I just really wanted to experience the scene, because the scene is really thriving. It's really a good place to be in. But so luckily I was able to find the band, because my bandmates were also listening to the stuff that we're putting out. Before I started playing in this shoegaze band, I played in a punk band called Home at Last. It's based here in Butuan, and they were listening to our stuff, and they were also looking for a frontman. So they asked me if I could play for them, because they were also starting a new band, and that's how it started with Southern Space.
It's so cool. When did you first pick up your instrument, your guitar?
I started playing the guitar around when I was 11 or 12, and it was basically self-taught lang yun. Like, no one was teaching me how to play chords and stuff. I just self-taught myself from like the usual uh, magazines and stuff. That's where I learned playing guitar.
That's right. The ones with the charts, the ones with the patterns.
With the chord charts, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So like you really made a way for you to learn. So what inspired you to pick up a guitar in the first place?
Mainly my father, because he was the only person that I saw playing the guitar. That's one. And then second is the kind of music that's playing in the house. It's basically 80s guitar music, like the Police, the Cars, the kind of stuff. Nirvana playing in the house. So that's what influenced me mainly. And at that time, when I was playing the guitar, the prevalent genre of music at that time was rock, basically emo, punk, that kind of stuff. that was the prevalent genre of music. So basically, I really wanted to be in a band.
Hence the punk band, right?
Yeah.
Because that was like the main influence. Wow, that's awesome. What was the first song you ever played? I'm curious.
Every Breath You Take by Police.
Nice. I love that song. Like seriously.
Like, I was just playing like I felt like I was playing bass, because no one really taught me how to play. It was just plucking randomly. It wasn't even strumming at all. Like everyone would start strumming.
Yes.
I started plucking.
Oh wow, you started with like a leveled up type of technique, because most would just try strumming, but you were fiddling with the strings already at an early age. So what was the project that you've done so far that you're most proud of?
I'm most proud of the LP that I self-produced. because it's been a really long time since I wanted to make a full length album. It's always been a frustrated dream when I was when I was in my bands before, and sadly it wasn't realized. So I was only able to do it when I was 26, which was last year. I was able to release a full length um, under the Bryle Habits, the solo stuff that I was doing.
Oh, cool.
Mhm.
What was the title of your first album?
The first album was called Atlas.
Atlas. The one with the dollar sign.
Yeah, carrying the weight of the world.
I know, right? Oh God, yeah. That's a great way to put it. So what experiences have you had in the past that sparked your creativity? And what do you do to get inspired these days?
So basically, the things that inspire me is what I see, what I perceive in this world. So number one is what I listen to. So one genre of music that will never leave me is punk, that kind of ethos. So all of the relevant artists from that genre, I am pretty much inspired by. I think one inspiration that I would point out is Ian Curtis from Joy Division. Like um, the kind of sadness, the degree of sadness that he has in this world, he converted it into something that is palatable, something that can be perceived by the people, something that he can share. So he made something out of that disastrous experience of his, and that's one thing that I find refuge.
Can you tell me more about it? I haven't really heard of that story yet.
Ian Curtis is diagnosed with depression, and it's not a good exemplar to tell us of a story because he killed himself, but
Ouch.
it's his life that I found inspiration from. Like even during those times when he was alive, he did a lot to inspire people around him, including me. Joy Division, that's the band.
Yeah. That's the Love Will Tear Us Apart band, right?
Yeah.
I think I heard that song for the first time when it was covered by a different band, like for an OST of The Time Traveler's Wife. And then when I checked out the original, I'm like, oh my God, I love this so much better. Like it was just,
Yeah. Haven't heard the cover though.
oh, you haven't heard a cover yet? It was the sadder version of it because it's kind of upbeat, right? The original. So the one that they did was kind of like a waltzy style because it was for a wedding dance, like Eric Bana and Rachel McAdams' wedding dance. So that was the song there. And I'm like, oh, this is nice lyrics. And then when I checked out the original, oh my God, I'm so hyped up.
It's very cathartic.
Yes. Exactly. And also, I wanted to talk to you about your brand. When did that come about? Tell me more about your brand, Good Habits.
Oh, yeah. So, Good Habits started out as a concept even before the pandemic. It already started out as a concept. But Good Habits is not my first brand. I had a couple of brands before, and then I stopped being in a clothing brand around 2017 because I had to go to school again. And then it's just like a product of around 3 years of observation, being a consumer, and observing how fast the fashion landscape changes from time to time. So yeah, it's just me keeping up with the trend, with the fashion trend, and it's just a repository of my fashion preferences, basically.
That's right. When did you start illustrating? Like your works, your designs are so fire, man. Like when I check them out, oh my God, so talented.
I started designing when I was still in high school. It was my first official job, I guess, because I started out working for different brands, clothing brands from Cebu. Because around 2010, 2011, I was in high school, and the local clothing scene was pretty much booming at that time. It was the golden age of local clothing brands.
Yeah.
So I hopped in to the bandwagon, and then I designed for different brands until I started considering making my own brand, and then that was how Candy Hate started, and then Good Habits Cartel.
Nice. So when did you start drawing or designing, like as a kid? Like, have you ever did you always enjoy art ever since, like the same way that you enjoy your music, or did that occur to you earlier than music, or was music kind of way ahead of the art?
I think, believe it or not, I started drawing first before I was able to learn how to write or read.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's as far as I could remember. And my mom would tell me stories about me uh, drawing random stuff, but most of the stuff that I was drawing about was like Greek mythology, Roman mythology, that kind of stuff. History inclined na mga illustration. Yeah, mga around two, I was already drawing. And then the music, the music part came later already. Around, I was already in high school, freshman, when I took music seriously. Like when I was really writing already and being in bands and stuff. So yeah,
Right.
music came later.
What was the greatest challenge in doing the work that you do?
Number one, since I'm already 26, the greatest challenge is pressure from society, because supposedly society will think that by 26 you're already doing a lot of things to keep yourself afloat, to keep that stability. But when you are inclined in the arts, it is not a guarantee that you would be able to put ramen in the cupboards.
Yeah.
Like art doesn't really pay, because it's the kind of society that we are in right now.
Yeah.
So it's just a gamble. I'm just uh, doing everything that I can to get my art out there, regardless of the returns, I guess. And I guess that one of the reasons why I'm going to school right now is, if the art fails, at least I have something else to catch me.
But it has so
Yeah.
much potential. Like, man, it's already making it. You're already making it. Like, as we speak, like you're like way ahead of your own self, like from before. Like when you take another step, like towards your goal, one step closer to it every day. That's, I think, what I was trying to say. And you're still doing a great job, and you're also inspiring young
Thanks.
people
Thank you.
to pursue something that you really went for. And until now, I'm still amazed about how you contacted all of those people online in the middle of
Yeah.
COVID just to collaborate. Man, that was gutsy. Like me, I like most people would just fear rejection, right?
Yeah.
Most people would just think that, oh my God, they might just ignore me. They might just think
I
I'm
got ignored.
ridiculous.
Like, not all of the people that I messaged were receptive sa message ko. Like, I got ignored a lot of times.
Yeah, I think it really happens to the best of us too. Like when we also have that attempt to create a connection, it doesn't, like, there are times that it doesn't work out, but that's fine. It just filters out what's meant for you.
Exactly.
Yeah. So do you have any sort of advice to anyone who wants to also pursue like creating their own clothing brand and producing their own music, or anybody?
I think number one is resilience, because just like what I was able to discuss earlier, it will not necessarily pay right away. So it's the kind of industry that throws a lot of hurdles first. It will try to test you first,
Yeah.
as to whether you deserve if you deserve to reap the fruits of the industry. So yeah, both, it works in both art and music at the same time. Music is a very rigid industry.
Why would you
and
say so?
Because it judges right away. Yeah, there are a lot of people who, and the people are, in terms of their attention span, is very short, and it's a very competitive industry. It in the sense that it was shaped that way already by the internet age, and
That's
the
right.
accessibility to music,
Yeah.
how anyone can make music nowadays. So because of that accessibility also came that curse to the current musician right now.
Yeah,
Like
both a blessing and a curse.
yeah, the landscape is very competitive already. So just be resilient, never stop, and know how to get your music out there. Work smart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Work smart. Because working smart beats working hard, right?
Yes, definitely.
Oh, do you ever like get creative block at all? Have you ever had any of those days?
I do, and it's worse because whenever I get creative block or artist block, it runs for 3 months, couple of months. I wouldn't be able to do anything at all.
That's a long
But
hiatus.
yeah, but one thing that's good about it is when I get artist block in my music, I'm able to do something functional with my art, like the visual stuff.
Mm.
So it's how my brain works. Like if I get art block in the visual stuff, I'm able to do something with regard to the music stuff that I'm doing.
Kind of balancing both.
It's one way or another.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. That's great. That's actually great. You can, and you're proof that somebody can be two, three, four things at the same time. We can't, because there are some people who are scared to even try to be another thing because they're so used to being just this one thing, but
Yeah.
they actually want to try something new. And with you, now that you told me that, that's a great way to handle creative block, like having a different outlet of creativity, and that just gives everybody an idea that they too can be two, three things or whatever they want to be.
Yeah.
All right. And why don't you invite everybody to follow your brand page and also your music and also your band's pages.
Yes, thank you. I would like to invite and listeners to like my page, Bryle Habits, facebook.com/Bryle Habits. That's for my music, the solo stuff. And then I also have Instagram. Just search at Bryle Habits. And on Spotify as well, Bryle Habits. And you can download my songs there on Spotify if you have premium. And also check out my brand, facebook.com/GDHBTS. And we're also on Shopee, shopee.ph/goodhabits.cartel. And then for my band as well, Southern Space, we're both on Spotify, Facebook, and Instagram. So check us out, Southern Space.
Nice,
That's it.
nice. You have a Shopee page. I'm so glad. I'm gonna browse through that and add to cart.
Yes, please.
Thank you so much for your time, man. I really appreciate it. And I love your story. It's just really inspiring. And it also lights a fire for everybody who wants to pursue a creative career. And I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
This is Aubrey, and you're listening to It's All Material. New episode every Thursday at 7 p.m.